Hi, welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm so glad you stayed with us because this last segment is a very important one. We have a couple of different important organizations to talk with about things that are going on in your community. So first, to represent the Gresham Gopher Spirit Club and the Drive for Your School fundraising event is Cyrus Harshfield. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much for having us on tonight.
That's my pleasure. And you are a teacher at Gresham High School, is that
Yes,
correct?
I am. Yeah. This is my 10th year teaching science out at
Wow.
Gresham High School, being a Gresham Gopher.
Being a Gopher, good for you. Okay, and Tam Driscoll, you are a volunteer with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Correct.
And you have been here a lot. We've seen you a lot around
Yes.
here, and we're always happy to have you here, Tam. And you're going to be talking about the Eat for a Cure for, I assume, the Leukemia and Lymphoma.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So how do these sound like very disparate organizations. How do these tie together?
Right. Well, it's kind of, I think, a unique situation and one that has evolved to create, I think, one really large event on Saturday, September 21st. And the neat thing that happened is there's the Drive for Your School with the Gresham Gopher Spirit Club. And then we were planning kind of an Eat for a Cure, Goodwill Grill type thing. And so we had these two separate events that we were planning, and they were all going to happen at Gresham Ford.
Oh.
And as we started talking
Because
through
they're
this,
always involved in everything. Yes.
they are the dealer with the heart.
Yeah.
And we started talking through this, and knowing that we had this event happening and this event, we kind of looked at each other and we said, can we work together on this and create one event? And I think, when it comes to nonprofits and raising money, there's a sense sometimes to want to protect and keep it all for yourself. And I'm hoping that what comes out of this is that we've kind of revealed this one really large community event that does have two very separate organizations that are all going to benefit from this, that hopefully we'll kind of talk through. So it's kind of a cool situation. It's unique. We've kind of united, and I think the end result is going to be a very large and beneficial event for the community.
I think that's great. I was talking with somebody earlier tonight about the fact that, especially through the recession, that it's more and more nonprofits have partnered with each other because it's the only way you can do it sometimes,
Right.
because it's been very difficult times. But yours are so different that you wouldn't have thought of that as a natural partnership.
Correct.
But the fact that you were able to pull it off, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So tell me, Cyrus, why don't you tell me a little bit about the Drive for Your School? What's that about?
So the Drive One for Your School is a program that's been going on for a number of years, and basically Gresham Ford just being, a central pillar of the community here in town, always does this event where they raise money for us, and essentially people just come out and they test drive a vehicle as long as the person is 18 or older.
And has a
Ford,
license?
absolutely,
Has a
has a
license,
license,
a valid
license, precisely. And Ford generously makes a donation to our program, and basically just enables us to fundraise a whole bunch of money.
And so what is the money used for?
The money is used for our sports and other activities. I mean, we have an amazing drama program at Gresham High School, incredible choir program. We got the Gresham High School Rhythmettes, the dance team, on top of all of our varsity sports as well.
Right.
And I mean, as you and everyone else in our community knows, the dollar just doesn't go as far as it used to.
No.
So,
and those programs get cut right and left.
absolutely. And back in the big budget cuts that happened back in 2007, when we lost all our middle school sports, right?
Yeah.
Except for middle school track. And I mean, they were considering cutting, sub-varsity level high school sports, and just trying to keep the equipment going, trying to keep uniforms on the on the student athletes. And then, of course, you got the other programs as well. You got the choir programs and the band programs and the Rhythmettes programs.
Things that are so important.
Absolutely.
And it's not even just keeping the uniforms; it's keeping the safety equipment.
Correct.
The things that they have to be safe.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just a great example. Gresham High's been around since the early 1900s. I mean, we had our centennial in 2007, so that's Gresham High's been around now for 106 years, right? And I do a lot of sports announcing in Gresham High. So like the football program and the basketball program, I mean, those scoreboards that were in there, probably, 60s, 70s. I mean, they were getting so old that we were having a difficult time finding bulbs to put in when they were burning
It
out.
wasn't just something they had to put the letter
Right,
up there.
no,
the
yeah,
number
it's
up
just
there.
absolutely. And it's just,
Line and match.
Oh, right. And the Gopher Spirit Club was able to fundraise money and purchase all new scoreboards and all new systems, and they're wireless, and it just gives us much more flexibility. Brings us closer to the 21st century, and just makes the schools and the programs look that much nicer.
Well, and the kids have a sense of pride.
Absolutely.
When, it's embarrassing when you have a school that's, it's falling apart and,
Right.
and everybody comes to it and goes,
Right.
oh, the sorry school. The kids really do take an interest in that. Plus, they need those after school activities.
They
need
absolutely
them to
do.
keep them out of trouble. So, yeah, it's like the Boys and Girls Club, our community needs that. So, Tam, tell me about your side of this.
Okay. Well, again, going back to kind of marrying these two organizations, the idea was that we were hoping that those folks that would come out for the Gresham Gopher and support the Spirit Club would test drive a vehicle, and we're hoping that you would be hungry afterwards, and then you would go eat for a cure. And the beauty of the Eat for the Cure, which is to benefit the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, September is Blood Cancer Awareness Month. And a lot of people don't understand what blood cancer is, but leukemias, lymphomas, myelomas, essentially blood cancers impact over 1 million Americans a year. And it's something, and I think related to the schools, it is unfortunately, the #1 disease killer of children 0 to 15, and some statistics say 0 to 20. So essentially, we're talking a very large population, if you will, of Gresham High School. And
putting it that way,
yeah,
Puts it in perspective.
And
it sure
kind
does.
of going into kind of the evolution and how far we've come. In 1960, the survival rate for one diagnosed with leukemia was a mere 3%, and today it's 90%. We still have that 10% of those families that we have to that aren't successful. And there are other statistics that we don't want to lose them on, but it's a very powerful, I think the work that the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is doing is really paving the way, not just for blood cancer research and ultimately finding the cure, but also for a lot of other health, serious health issues. And so that's why I'm very passionate about it, and I also have a personal connection with it. I've lost a sister, and I recently lost my mother this spring. And when it hits home, it just becomes that much more real. So the beauty of this is, we can raise money. The Gresham Gopher Spirit Club can raise money, but individually, it's so hard to get these needed dollars. And what we need is the community to come out. So that's what it's so important to encourage others to participate and support it. So there's a bunch of different levels. So the Eat for the Cure piece of this Drive for Your School is to bring everybody together as one, and we're not competing against Gresham Gopher.
Right.
We're actually supporting them. Gresham Gopher Spirit Club. I don't think we're actually having the individual gopher there, but
We'll see what we can do,
could we
Tam.
get a mascot?
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Okay. And then we're going to have the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, with various aspects. We have a wonderful raffle, and we have a Vespa LX150, shiny new silver one, and with all this, gas prices, it's very economical.
That's right.
So it's a very reasonable raffle ticket price that we're hoping again will go benefit the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And then the other kind of bringing the two organizations together, since we have the Gresham very royal blue, we're having these beautiful bracelets that say "Cancer's a Drag" in royal blue, and then also in a very bright red, leukemia red or blood cancer red. And again, just trying to raise awareness, but ultimately, I think both of us of what we're trying to do is to raise dollars. So we can both continue our individual missions, which are very, very, very different, but yet in one sense, very, very, very similar.
They're both things that affect the community in different ways. And the thing is, you've made it kind of easy for people, because obviously going out and test driving a car, that's no big deal. It's kind of fun to do.
Doesn't cost you
It's
anything.
not costing you anything.
Yeah.
How easy is that?
No pressure.
And everybody needs to eat. And so what are you going to have to eat?
Yeah.
What can you entice us
okay,
with? Because,
well,
I love to eat personally.
Right. Again, tapping into the community and being local. Best Burgers will be there. And you, for a very nominal fee, Emma said the price, but it's very reasonable. You would go in there and you'd have a burger with a bun or without, depending on if you're big into carbs or not. Chips, a cookie, drinks. We have Bella Cupcakes is going to be present. We also have Origins Coffee, formerly Coffee's People, is also going to be there. So there are all these different tasty things to satiate your appetite. And then we have other items from the community that have been donated that people can do raffle, not the big raffle of the, well, they can not. They can also do the Vespa, but we have little items that
You'll be raffling off through the
yes,
evening.
that can meet a different type of pocketbook and less expensive and that kind of thing. So there's a little bit of something for everyone, I would say. And there's going to be music, I believe. Gresham High School Band.
Absolutely.
The drum line and the saxophobia.
The drum line is fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
you've
I've ever
got
heard
that
the
kind
drum
of,
line. Yeah, that'd be
energy.
fun, yeah.
And, there's going to be all sorts of things. And, at some point, hopefully, we'll be able to introduce a drag racer who's going to be present.
Oh.
And her name is Sadie Floyd. And again, the nice connection of it, she's young. She's, I think, a mere 22 or 23. She's a drag racer, but she's also a leukemia survivor. And
That's fantastic.
and she
And
is
she
part
drives
of the she drag
Fast
races. I
cars,
mean,
yeah.
fast cars, and she's so pretty. And so, boys,
Yeah.
if you'd like to come get your picture with Sadie, you can do that.
Fun,
And so there's
fun.
all sorts of different opportunities. So we have like a lot of different layers and facets. So hopefully somebody won't be yawning and be bored and say, "Oh, I don't want to
Well,
go
it
to
does
this
sound like
event."
there's something for everybody. Plus,
There's
it's going
Sadie.
to bring. Isn't
Yeah.
she cute?
Yeah,
Oh,
and she's lovely and very nice and passionate, about the cause. She's also part of the Someday is Today campaign being conducted by the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So someday we're going to find that cure. Actually, someday is today, and she's going to be featured, I
that
think,
out.
in November in a national video. You can see Moonstruck is the sponsor, but so is Gresham Ford, and that's the connection with Sadie. So Sadie. This was just a really natural fit. And notice the royal blue on her helmet.
It's just a
And her
match
eyes
made.
look the same color.
Yeah, she's like I said, she's quite lovely.
Yeah.
And so there's the details right there. 10 to 4, Saturday, September 21, and it's at Gresham Ford. And I think if you drive by there, you won't be able to miss us.
It's,
I'm
it's
hoping.
going to be packed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet it will. Well, I think they're going to have a lot of different members of the community, like
Absolutely.
people that maybe don't usually mix. You're going to have a
Yeah.
real variety of people.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing.
And I'm hoping, maybe other nonprofits will look at this to see that you can marry or unite two organizations to support each other, because the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, we have an audience, we have supporters, but they're not the supporters of necessarily, or they may be, but the majority of them probably never heard of Gresham Gophers. So we're now introducing a whole new, well, if they we can club
Everybody's
them
heard
over
of
the head with a
Gresham
royal
Gophers,
blue
yeah.
bat, but they, will now hear of, the Gresham Gopher Spirit Club. They can support that, and they definitely want to drive the car. And then conversely, hopefully we can introduce Gresham Gopher Spirit Club fan club people to the work that the Leukemia Lymphoma Society is doing.
It sounds like a win-win.
So it's,
Sounds like a
I
good
think it's
deal.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
It just seems like a really, really great community event.
It does.
Between Gresham High School and all the tradition and everything that it carries, and then connecting to this amazing organization, bringing in local food, right?
Yeah.
Bringing in the local bands and doing the
Sounds
auction.
like fun.
Yeah, and I think all the raffle items, most of those are local that we brought in. So again, just trying to kind of give back to the community, but also, I think so importantly, involve the community. And that's, that's the important thing.
I think that a lot of people, there's a lot of people that volunteer all the time, but I think that's one of those things that if you take your family to those kind of events and you model that for your children, and they kind of end up becoming those kind of volunteer community-oriented people, I just think that's really important.
I've got a
and this is-
14-year-old at home, and I'm watching her every day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and it does. My parents were huge volunteers. My daughter is a huge volunteer. You pass it on, and I think it's so important because that's the only
have to
way.
have it.
We have to help each other out. So this is
Yeah.
a good thing. So what are you looking forward to at this? Are you gonna drive some fancy car there at the? Gresham
I'm
Ford?
kind of like a Mustang guy.
You're a Mustang guy. Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And they have that new, they have a hybrid.
Yeah, the
Ford hybrid.
This is the C-Max.
C-Max,
hybrid.
and
yep.
it's quite zippy.
Supposed to get better gas mileage than the Prius.
I'm trying to get my husband to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
That would be trade in the big truck. I don't think I can do it, but we're trying.
And so The best burger. What do you get on your burgers?
Best burgers. I like to have all those like crunchy lettuce and a little bit of tomato.
It has to crunch when you bite into it.
Yeah.
I like
Has
the
to snap.
avocado
Yeah.
and guacamole.
Yeah.
Bacon and cheese.
Right. I'll talk
I'm
to
good.
Shannon and see what we can
I'm
do.
good then.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
We're
been to
working.
Best Burger. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a great event. I think, between all the facets that we have there, like you said, very family focused, young, old. Bring your, with all these multi-generational households.
Bring grandma and grandpa. Bring
Yeah. Bring everybody.
Yeah. Throw them behind the
Absolutely.
Mustang, maybe.
Yeah. While Dad's on the test drive. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Grab
Yeah.
a cupcake. Listen to some music.
Yeah. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well then September 21st at Gresham Ford
right.
from 10 to 4.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So we hope to see you there.
Okay,
You need
well,
to bring the family.
We are having our open house that day, so I'll probably spend part of the
Okay.
day here.
Right.
Part of the day there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just multitask.
I'll be, there's a musical loo on the.
That's right, the
So there's a lot of stuff
yeah,
going on in Gresham,
yeah.
and there's no reason why you can't
Yeah,
get all of
on
them.
the Arts Plaza, you
Yeah.
bet.
Absolutely.
So that'll be fun. It'll be a fun day in Gresham. And it's a good way to finish the summer out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Yes.
I
yes,
think
it
it's
will.
going to be beautiful. Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
be perfect. Thank you both so much for being on here.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Good,
We
good
appreciate the support.
organizations, and it'll be fun. Thanks.
Great.
Thanks so much for watching us here on Community Hotline tonight. We appreciate it when you join us. We hope that you will get involved in your community like these great people are doing. And please come back next week, and we'll see you then. I'm Monica Weitzel, and this is Community Hotline.